The academy was enormous. Towering spires of silver and crystal stretched into the sky, catching the light of the distant suns. Students from countless worlds walked the polished corridors, chatting in languages Elior had never heard before. Some had tentacles, some had scales, and some had multiple eyes that blinked independently, but Elior felt oddly calm as he stepped through the massive gates. He was just a human, a species most of these aliens believed was weak, fragile, and unremarkable. Yet, there was something about humans that had been forgotten over the centuries, something that had been hidden deep inside their DNA. Elior didn't know it yet, but he was about to remind the galaxy why humans should never be underestimated. Elior adjusted his backpack and took a deep breath. The first day of the academy was always intimidating. He had read about this school in books, had watched holo-videos, and had listened to stories from the few human elders who had attended other intergalactic institutions. Still, nothing could prepare him for the reality of being surrounded by hundreds of alien students, each eager to prove their abilities. A tall alien with golden scales and 4 arms approached him. Its voice was musical but sharp. "You're the human? I've heard humans are fragile." Elior smiled politely. "I'm Elior, nice to meet you." The alien's eyes narrowed. "We'll see if you survive here." It walked away, leaving a faint shimmer of light behind its movements. Elior shrugged. Alien customs were different, but he was used to people underestimating him. He followed the crowd to the main hall, where holographic screens displayed the schedule. A human instructor, Master Kale, waited at the front. His presence was commanding, yet his smile was kind. "Welcome to the Galactic Academy," he began. "You will learn, you will train, and you will face challenges unlike anything you have imagined. Respect your fellow students, but remember, your strength comes from within, not from appearances." Elior listened carefully. He had always been smaller than some humans, and now, among these alien students, he looked even smaller. But he remembered Master Kale's words. Strength came from within, and he felt a strange warmth in his chest, a sense that today something in him was about to awaken. The students were then directed to their classrooms. Elior found himself in a room filled with alien species. Some hovered above the ground, others had wings, and one had glowing tendrils that waved like living ribbons. The murmurs of curiosity and doubt swirled around him. A small, spiky alien, barely the height of Elior's waist, scuttled toward him. "You're human? You don't look strong enough to lift even a training beam." It squeaked. Elior smiled faintly. "I'll do my best." The alien smirked and stepped closer, trying to intimidate him. That's when it happened. Elior's eyes glowed blue. Just for a moment, just enough to shine like the light of distant stars. The spiky alien froze mid-step, its small mouth opening in shock. Every other alien in the room turned to look, and a heavy silence fell over the classroom. No one spoke. No one moved. Elior blinked, confused. The blue glow faded as quickly as it had appeared. His heart raced, but he tried to stay calm. I didn't mean to," he stammered. A tall, 4-eyed alien whispered, "Did you see that?" The human's eyes. They glowed. Elior's mind raced. He had felt the warmth, the surge of energy, but he didn't know why it had happened. His parents had warned him that humans had hidden potential, but no one had explained what would trigger it. Master Kale stepped forward, his gaze calm but sharp. "Elior, it seems you have already discovered a strength unique to your kind. Do not fear it. Learn it, control it. Humans have always been underestimated, and now it seems you have reminded others of that fact." The aliens murmured again, some in fear, others in awe. Elior felt a strange mix of pride and nervousness. Humans had been thought weak for centuries, yet here he was, and the power inside him was already making an impression. The first lesson was simple: basic coordination exercises, and learning to understand alien physiology. Most aliens moved with unnatural speed or had abilities that Elior had never imagined. Some could shift their bodies through walls. Others could project small energy shields with a thought. Elior struggled at first, but he noticed something remarkable. Whenever he focused, his movements became sharper, faster, almost instinctive. It was not just speed, it was awareness. He could anticipate movements before they happened, dodge before an alien even swung a training staff, and react with precision that made some students take a cautious step back. During a sparring session, a group of alien students surrounded him, trying to show dominance. "You can't fight us, human," a winged alien hissed, swooping low. "You're nothing but a fragile creature." Alior's eyes glowed again, this time brighter than before. The room seemed to dim around him, and every alien in the circle froze. Their expressions turned to shock and fear. Even the largest alien, a hulking brute with armored skin, hesitated. Alior took a deep breath and moved. Not aggressively, not to hurt anyone, but with a calm, precise strength. He dodged, blocked, and countered every move without striking harm. The alien stumbled and lost balance, and the circle broke apart. The room was silent. Then a low murmur spread. "Did you see that?" whispered one alien. "The human. He's different." Even some of the bullies looked uneasy. Alior felt a surge of confidence, but he kept his eyes steady. "I don't want to fight anyone," he said quietly. "I just want to learn." Master Kale nodded approvingly. "Strength is not measured by how many you can defeat, but by how well you can control your power and use it wisely." After the session, Alior found a quiet corner to rest. His mind was buzzing. His eyes glowed, his instincts were sharper, and he felt different. Humans were considered weak by most species, but he could feel the truth of his ancestors coursing through him. Humans had survived wars, catastrophes, and challenges that other species had never faced. And now in this academy, he was beginning to show why humans were feared and respected in equal measure. A small alien approached him timidly. I'm sorry for before. I didn't mean to scare you." Alior smiled gently. "It's okay. You didn't know." The alien nodded and scuttled away, leaving Alior alone with his thoughts. He looked out of the academy's massive window at the bustling courtyard below. Students of every shape and size moved like a living galaxy, unaware that a human among them had just begun to awaken a power they could not yet comprehend. As the sun of a distant star reflected off the silver towers, Alior whispered to himself, almost in disbelief, "I guess humans are stronger than they think. And maybe, just maybe, the galaxy will remember that again." Little did he know this was only the beginning. The first day had ended, but the whispers in the halls had already begun. Every alien who had seen his eyes knew one thing: humans were no longer ordinary. And in the quiet corners of the academy, a few cautious students began to watch him, wondering if the human was a threat or a legend in the making, and Alior, for the first time in his life, felt truly ready. The morning sunlight spilled into the academy courtyard, catching the metallic surfaces of the towers and the polished walkways below. Alior walked among the students, trying to blend in, but it was impossible. The blue glow of his eyes from yesterday had spread through the halls like a whisper of legend. Everywhere he went, alien students stared, some with curiosity, others with suspicion. It wasn't long before the challenge began. A group of alien students, led by the same spiky creature from yesterday, cornered Alior near the training arena. "You think you're strong because your eyes glowed?" the spiky alien sneered. "Let's see if you can fight without that trick." Alior looked at them calmly. "I don't want to fight. I just want to learn." The aliens laughed, though it was tinged with unease. They had heard rumors, and now they had seen proof. The human had something they could not understand, a power that made even the bravest aliens hesitate. The arena was large, a circular platform designed for practice duels. Alior stepped in and the aliens followed. The instructor overseeing the session, a tall, crystalline alien named Virel, raised an eyebrow. "Remember," Virel said, "this is practice. No lethal force. You will test skill, not strength." Alior nodded. The spiky alien rushed forward first, moving faster than Alior expected. In instinct, Elior's eyes flared blue. It was not intentional, but it happened automatically. The spiky alien froze mid-strike, its limbs stiffening as if caught in invisible chains. The other aliens blinked, fear and awe mixing on their faces. Alior took a cautious step back. He could feel a pulse of energy in his body, speed, awareness, reflexes, all heightened. He dodged the alien's next movement with ease. The glow faded as soon as he focused, but the other students were already whispering. You're fast," one winged alien muttered. Alior didn't answer. He didn't need to. His actions spoke for him. The group pressed forward, each trying a different tactic. Some attempted to surround him. Others tried to strike from above or behind. Alior's senses felt alive. He could anticipate their moves almost before they made them. When the spiky alien lunged again, Alior sidestepped smoothly and placed a hand on the alien's shoulder, not to hurt, but to guide it to the ground. The alien stumbled and fell onto the soft floor of the arena. The room went silent. The other aliens paused. Fear flashed in their eyes, not because Elior had hurt anyone, but because they realized that he was faster, smarter, and more precise than anyone had expected. Virel approached Elior, tilting his crystalline head. "Your instincts are unusual, human. Tell me, do you know why your eyes react this way?" Elior shook his head. "No, sir. I just feel it. I can see things move faster. I don't know why." Virel studied him for a moment. "Humans have long been underestimated. Your kind survived planets, wars, and predators that other species could not even imagine. What you feel is a remnant of that strength. Your ancestors passed it down. It lies dormant until needed, until instinct awakens it." Elior felt a shiver of awe. He had always known humans were tough, but hearing it confirmed by an alien teacher made it real. After the lesson, whispers spread through the academy like wildfire. Every student who had witnessed Elior in the arena talked about him. Some were scared, others curious. The spiky alien group that had tried to challenge him avoided his path. Even in the cafeteria, students gave him space. It was as if a small human bubble of influence had formed around him, invisible yet undeniable. That afternoon, Elior decided to explore the academy further. He wandered into the library, a massive hall that seemed to stretch into infinity, with floating books and holographic scrolls. He wanted to understand himself, to find out why humans had this hidden strength. He skimmed through records of human history stored in alien databases. Humans had once explored the stars, conquered natural disasters, and fought threats far beyond what most species could imagine. They had survived, not just because of their strength, but because of their intelligence, adaptability, and courage. And somewhere deep in the records, Elior read about the ancient humans, beings whose eyes would glow in moments of extreme need, their instincts sharpening beyond normal limits. Elior's heart raced. Could it be that he had inherited this power? Could the blue glow be more than just a warning signal? He closed the archive with a soft thump and left, feeling both excited and anxious. Back in the courtyard, a winged alien swooped down in front of him. "Human," it said, its voice tinged with challenge. "You can't always rely on tricks. You're fast, yes, but can you fight without your glow?" Elior took a deep breath. "I don't need to rely on it. I just have to stay calm, focus, and think." The winged alien grinned. "Then prove it." They moved to the sparring zone. Elior had never been trained in alien fighting styles, but humans were clever. He watched carefully, noticed patterns, and relied on quick thinking. Each time the alien attacked, Elior sidestepped, ducked, or used the enemy's momentum against them. His reflexes were human, but sharpened by instinct and a strange inner strength that seemed to guide his movements. Minutes passed, and the sparring match ended. The winged alien hovered in place, breathing hard. It looked at Elior with something between respect and shock. You're stronger than we thought." Elior nodded quietly. "I told you. I just want to learn." Word of Elior's abilities spread even faster now. Some aliens were openly curious, asking him questions about humans. Others kept their distance, unsure whether to admire him or fear him. Elior didn't mind. He was learning too, discovering that humans had patience, strategy, and instincts that no alien had fully measured. As the sun began to set, Elior returned to his dorm. He sat by the window watching the sky turn shades of pink and purple. He thought about the day, the fights, the whispers, the strange energy in his eyes. He felt a surge of determination. Humans were underestimated, yes, but that was changing, and he, Elior, would be part of that change. Just as he was about to relax, a message appeared on his holographic communicator. It was from an unknown sender. "Elior, your abilities are stirring interest. Be careful. Not everyone will welcome your strength." Elior frowned. Why would anyone be against me just for learning?" The message disappeared before he could reply. A chill ran down his spine. If some were wary of him now, what would happen when others realized the full potential of his power? That night he lay awake, thinking about the glow of his eyes and the instincts that had guided him. Humans were small, yes, but they had survived impossible challenges. He thought of his ancestors, the battles they had fought, the threats they had overcome. The bloodline that flowed through him was alive and strong. Elior whispered into the dark, almost as if speaking to the stars themselves. "I will show them. Humans are not weak. We are stronger than anyone believes. And as he drifted to sleep, a faint, soft glow filled his room. His eyes, even closed, shimmered slightly blue. It was a small flicker, almost unnoticed, but Elior felt it, a promise of power, of growth, and of challenges yet to come. Tomorrow, the academy would be different. Students would look at him with curiosity and caution, and Elior, human among aliens, was ready to face the challenge, not with anger, but with courage, intelligence, and the instincts of his kind. The first day had taught him something crucial. Strength was not just in the glow of his eyes, but in the mind, heart, and spirit of a human willing to rise when others doubted them. The galaxy had yet to see what humans could truly do. The morning sun rose over the academy, casting long shadows across the gleaming towers. Elior woke early, his mind restless. The message from the previous night echoed in his thoughts. Not everyone will welcome your strength. Who could it be? And what did they mean? After a quick breakfast in the academy's grand hall, Elior decided to visit the restricted archives. He had learned yesterday that humans once possessed incredible abilities, and he needed to understand why his eyes glowed, why his instincts were sharper than anyone else's. The library was vast, but the restricted section was another level entirely. Tall shelves of ancient data crystals, some hovering mid-air, glowing faintly. A quiet hum filled the air as Elior approached the entrance. A gatekeeper, a slender alien with skin that shimmered like liquid silver, studied him. "Do you have authorization?" it asked. Elior swallowed. I need to know about human history. I need to understand my power." The gatekeeper tilted its head, observing him. "Humans are rare. Few have ever sought the truth. Follow me." The archives were silent, almost sacred. Holographic scrolls floated in the air, each holding information older than most planets. Elior's heart raced as he skimmed the records. Ancient humans had been explorers, warriors, thinkers, and survivors. They had faced creatures and disasters that could have destroyed entire worlds, yet they endured. And somewhere in the records he found it. A detailed account of humans whose eyes glowed in moments of need. A physical manifestation of instinct and awareness. A shiver ran down his spine. This was him. The glow, the heightened reflexes, it was a legacy, a trait passed down across generations. Humans had been underestimated not because they were weak, but because their true strength had been hidden, dormant, waiting for the right moment to emerge. As he studied, a voice startled him. Fascinating, isn't it? Elior turned to see a human, older, cloaked in dark robes and carrying an air of authority. "Who are you?" Elior asked. "I am Kale, a guardian of human history," the figure replied. "And you, Elior, have awakened the strength of our ancestors. Your eyes, they are more than a signal. They are a key, a sign that your instincts are ready to guide you in ways others cannot imagine." Elior's eyes widened. "I don't understand. Why me?" Kyle smiled, though there was seriousness in his eyes. "Because humans like you appear when the galaxy needs them most. You are small in number, but your potential, it surpasses what many species can even conceive. That is why some are wary of you. Fear often comes from not understanding." Before Elior could respond, an alarm echoed through the archives. A voice over the intercom shouted, "Unauthorized presence detected in human archives." Kale's eyes narrowed. "They know you are here. Some factions have been watching. We must move quickly." Elior felt a rush of adrenaline. "Watching? Who?" "Alien factions who fear the return of human power," Kale said. "They wish to suppress it before it grows." They moved swiftly through hidden corridors, bypassing security systems designed to protect the oldest knowledge in the galaxy. Elior felt alive, his senses sharp, instincts guiding every step. His eyes flickered blue for a moment, responding to his inner energy. Cal glanced at him. "Control it, not out of fear, but for clarity. You will need every advantage soon." Finally, they reached a hidden chamber filled with glowing data crystals. Kale gestured to one. "This is a record of humans who faced the greatest threats in history. You must learn from them, not just to survive, but to inspire others." Elior reached out and touched the crystal. Images and sounds flooded his mind. Humans racing across burning planets, navigating asteroid storms, and outsmarting predators that dwarfed entire cities. He saw courage, strategy, and resilience that no alien species could match. And through it all, he saw one common trait. Humans never gave up. Even when all seemed lost, they adapted, they endured, and they triumphed. A warning flashed in the crystal. Humans who awaken the blue site are both a beacon and a target. The galaxy will notice. Be ready. Elior's heart pounded. He understood now. The glow of his eyes was more than instinct. It was a signal, a power that would make him a figure of both admiration and fear. Kale placed a hand on his shoulder. You must train, Elior. Not just to defend yourself, but to lead. Humans may be few, but they can influence the galaxy more than any single alien faction. And you, Elior, are the next step. Elior nodded, determination filling him. I'll do whatever it takes. The next day, word of Elior's presence in the archives spread quietly. Alien students whispered about the human who dared to enter forbidden knowledge. Some were curious, others uneasy. Among them, a group of older, more experienced students began plotting. They could not understand humans, and fear often bred hostility. During the morning training session, the same spiky alien from before approached him, now with a new group. Human, we've heard your eyes glow, it said. We want to see if it's just a trick or if you're truly skilled. Elior's eyes narrowed. I told you I don't fight unless I have to. But if you insist, I'll defend myself. The alien smirked and moved into formation. Elior focused, but he did not let his blue eyes flare. He wanted them to see human skill, not just instinct. The sparring began. The alien leader lunged and Elior dodged, using the enemy's momentum to guide him off balance. Another struck from above, and Elior countered with precise timing, using strategy rather than raw force. Each movement was calculated, smart, efficient. By the end of the session, the aliens were exhausted, stumbling and gasping. Elior stood in the center, calm, unharmed and steady. The spiky alien's eyes widened. You are more than we expected, it admitted. Elior smiled faintly. Humans are clever, and we never give up. That evening, Elior returned to the dorms. He felt different, stronger, more aware, but also cautious. The archives had shown him the truth. Humans were feared because they survived, because they adapted, and because they had instincts that no other species could match. A soft knock came at his door. It was a small winged alien, one of the students who had once mocked him. I want to understand humans better, it said hesitantly. Will you teach me? Elior considered it. He could refuse, but he remembered Kale's words. Humans were not just strong, they inspired others. Yes, he said finally. I'll show you what humans can do. The alien's eyes brightened. Thank you. Later that night, as Elior studied by the window, the stars seemed to pulse with possibility. The galaxy was larger than he had ever imagined, filled with dangers, mysteries, and species that underestimated humans. But now he understood his role. His eyes glowed softly in the dim light, a reminder of power, of legacy, of responsibility. The glow was not just for defense. It was a sign of potential, of courage, and of the human spirit. Somewhere in the academy, shadowed figures watched him through hidden cameras and sensors. They whispered among themselves, fear and curiosity mixing. The human, he is different. We must prepare. Elior, unaware of their attention, whispered to himself, I will show them. Humans are not weak. We are survivors, thinkers, and warriors, and we will rise. The first whispers of fear and respect had begun to spread. Aliens had started to notice that humans were not ordinary, and Elior, with his glowing eyes and sharp instincts, was at the center of it all. By the end of Part 3, Elior had learned the truth about human legacy, faced growing curiosity and rivalry, and was ready for greater challenges. The stage was set for conflicts that would test his strength, intelligence, and courage like never before. The academy was buzzing with tension. Word of Elior's abilities had spread far beyond his classroom. Some students whispered with admiration, others with fear. Alien factions within the school began to watch him closely, plotting, testing, and waiting for a moment to challenge the human who had proven he was unlike any other student. Elior felt it in the air, the subtle glances, the half-hidden conversations, and the uneasy steps of those who once mocked him. Humans were few in number at the academy, but he knew instinctively that they could make a difference. And now he had to step forward. The day began with a formal announcement in the central hall. Attention, students, the headmaster's voice echoed. A demonstration of skill and strategy will take place tomorrow. Each species is expected to participate. Alliances will form and leaders will emerge. Be ready. Elior's blue eyes flickered momentarily as he listened. A demonstration of skill was more than a game, it was an opportunity. The human students could show the strength of their kind, not through brute force but through intelligence, strategy, and teamwork. During training that afternoon, a group of alien students approached Elior with veiled hostility. "Human," said the spiky alien leader, "we don't want to see you interfere in tomorrow's demonstration. You don't belong at the front." Elior met their gaze calmly. "I am not here to interfere. I am here to show that humans can rise to any challenge. If that bothers you, it is your choice to step aside." The aliens exchanged uneasy glances. No one had ever spoken to them like that. Respect, not fear, filled Elior's voice, and it unsettled them more than any display of power could. That evening, Elior gathered the human students. They were small in number, unassuming, and often overlooked, yet each carried the quiet strength of their species. "Tomorrow," Elior began, "we will show them that humans are not weak. We may be fewer than others, but we are clever, fast, and coordinated. Watch each other's backs, trust your instincts, and move as one. That is our strength." The human students listened, inspired. For the first time, they felt proud of their heritage, proud that they could stand among species that often dismissed them. They practiced strategy, timing, and teamwork, moving in precise formations that Elior had devised. Every plan relied on intelligence, awareness, and adaptability, human traits that no alien could match. Morning came, and the Academy's central arena was alive with spectators. Aliens of all shapes and sizes filled the stands, waiting for the demonstration. The ground below shimmered with energy fields, holographic obstacles, and training equipment, designed to test skill, speed, and tactics. Elior led the human students onto the arena. Their formation was simple but precise, their movements coordinated. The aliens in the audience murmured, clearly underestimating the small group. A winged alien approached them with a challenge. "Humans, this is your chance. Show us what you've got. Don't embarrass yourselves." Elior's eyes glowed faintly blue as he surveyed the field. He didn't need to intimidate. He needed to lead. "Remember our plan," he said softly. "Stay calm, think, move together." The demonstration began. Other species launched into action, showcasing speed, strength, and agility. Some relied on brute force. Others tried to overwhelm with numbers. Elior observed carefully, noting weaknesses, predicting movements, and guiding his team. When the first alien attack came toward them, the human team responded flawlessly. They sidestepped, redirected energy, and used their environment to their advantage. One alien attempted to block their path with a floating obstacle, but Elior anticipated it, guiding his teammates to use momentum to slide past. Every action was deliberate, every movement calculated. The audience gasped. Humans were not moving faster than others, they were smarter. They adapted instantly, countering multiple threats at once. Aliens who had mocked them yesterday were now whispering in disbelief. As the demonstration progressed, the human team faced a coordinated assault from the Academy's elite. Elior's blue eyes flared instinctively, sharpening his awareness. He could see every movement before it happened, predicting attacks and guiding teammates with subtle signals. When a large, hulking alien tried to charge them, Elior stepped forward, his eyes glowing bright. He did not strike, but his presence alone caused the alien to hesitate. The glow was not intimidation, it was instinct, a signal of focus and precision. The alien stumbled, allowing the humans to move past unharmed. By the end of the demonstration, the human team had completed the challenge flawlessly. The audience erupted in cheers, some in fear, some in admiration. Aliens who had doubted humans now looked with respect. The small, underestimated species had outsmarted every challenge without harming a single opponent. After the event, the spiky alien approached Elior again. This time its tone was different, less hostility, more caution. You are not like other humans. We underestimated you," Elior smiled faintly. "Underestimating humans is easy, but we adapt, we endure, and we never give up." Even the winged alien, once arrogant, nodded in agreement. "You're kind and is clever. We will not forget this." But not everyone was impressed. From the shadows, a few older, more secretive alien factions watched with concern. Humans were proving a point. They were not weak. They were intelligent, resilient, and capable of strategy that rivaled any species in the galaxy. And that realization was dangerous for those who relied on fear and power to maintain their dominance. As evening fell, Elior returned to his dorms, his body tired but his mind alert. He had inspired humans, earned respect from some aliens, and made enemies of others. But he also felt something else. A presence in the galaxy, a warning that humans had only begun to be noticed. Kale appeared quietly at his doorway. "Well done, Elior," he said. "You have shown them what humans can do. But be aware, not all who watch with admiration do so with good intent. Some see humans as a threat. Some will act," Elior nodded. "I understand. But humans have survived worse. We adapt, we fight, and we rise." Kyle smiled, a rare warmth in his expression. "Exactly. Remember, strength is not just power. It is intelligence, courage, and the ability to inspire others. You have all three." That night, Elior stood at the academy window gazing at the distant stars. He thought of the human students who had followed him, the aliens who had watched in awe, and the factions who now feared the return of human potential. He realized that his journey was just beginning. Humans were small in number, but their minds were sharp, their instincts powerful, and their courage unmatched. Elior understood that leadership was not just about showing strength. It was about showing others what they were capable of, and guiding them to rise above fear. He whispered to the stars, "Tomorrow they will see more. Humans are not weak. We are survivors, thinkers, and warriors, and the galaxy will remember us." Outside, the shadows of the alien factions shifted. They had seen what humans could do, and they were plotting. But Elior was ready. He had the knowledge of his ancestors, the instincts of his kind, and the courage to face whatever came next. The uprising had begun, not with violence, but with skill, intelligence, and unity. And Elior, the human with glowing blue eyes, was at its center. The sky over the academy darkened with an unnatural shadow. Elior stood at the highest balcony of the main tower, gazing at the horizon. A fleet of unknown ships hovered in formation, their sleek surfaces glinting in the fading sunlight. Rumors had circulated about a predator species from beyond the galaxy, a force so powerful that entire planets had fallen before it. And now they were here. The academy buzzed with alarms. Students of all species ran to defensive positions, preparing for the invasion. Elior's heart pounded, but he remained calm. This was the moment humans had been waiting for, not to prove strength in training or demonstrations, but to show the galaxy what they were truly capable of. Kyle appeared beside him. "Elior, this is no simulation. The predators are fast, strong, and relentless. But humans, you are different. Your instincts, your strategy, and your courage may be the deciding factor." Elior nodded, feeling the familiar warmth of power in his chest. His blue eyes flickered sharper than ever. "We are ready," he said. The academy's courtyard became a battlefield. Alien students moved into formations, some attacking, some defending. Humans, though small in number, positioned themselves strategically under Elior's guidance. Every move was calculated, every step precise. The predators advanced, massive ships releasing drones that swarmed toward the academy. Elior led the humans forward. His blue eyes flared instinctively, heightening awareness, reflexes, and coordination. He could predict enemy movements, sense danger before it arrived, and guide his team with subtle signals. Every human followed his lead, moving as one, adapting to threats faster than any alien could comprehend. The first wave of predator drones struck. Aliens relied on brute force and shields, but the humans used intelligence. They dodged, redirected attacks, and used the drone's momentum against them. Elior's eyes glowed brighter, a beacon of focus and strategy. The predators were fast, but humans were faster in thought, coordination, and instinct. One massive drone lunged at a human student. Elior moved before the drone reached him, intercepting it without a strike. The drone crashed into an obstacle, disabled. Nearby aliens stared, realizing that humans were not just surviving. They were dominating the battlefield with brains and agility. The predators grew more aggressive. Ships descended from above, releasing more drones and energy blasts. The alien students struggled to keep up, but humans remained coordinated, using clever formations to block attacks and protect weaker allies. Elior noticed a gap in the enemy formation, a chance to strike strategically. He gestured, and the humans responded instantly. They moved in a perfect sequence, outmaneuvering the predators and disabling a key ship without firing a single destructive shot. The alien students around them gasped, some in awe, others in disbelief. Humans had done what they thought impossible. They outsmarted a predator force. Kale's voice echoed in Elior's mind. This is human ingenuity. Strategy, awareness, and courage. Never forget that your strength is more than power. It is your mind, your heart, and your will. Elior's blue eyes glowed fully now, reflecting the energy of his instincts. He could see every movement, predict every strike, and guide his team through chaos. Humans and aliens worked together under his lead, a coordinated force that combined instinct, intelligence, and courage. As the battle raged, a massive predator ship broke through the outer defenses, heading straight for the Academy's core. Panic swept through some students, but not the humans. Elior took a deep breath, his eyes flaring like twin stars. He ran forward faster than anyone expected, leading a small human team to intercept the ship. They used their environment cleverly, luring the ship into a narrow corridor between two Academy towers. The Predator's size became a disadvantage. Humans moved with precision, guiding the ship into a trap they had improvised. Energy fields activated surrounding the Predator vessel and disabling its propulsion. The alien observers watched in stunned silence. Elior turned to his team. Stay sharp. We're not finished. The Predators will adapt, but so will we. The final wave of drones and enemy soldiers descended, faster and stronger than before. Elior's eyes glowed intensely, illuminating the battlefield with an almost ethereal light. His instincts guided every move. He blocked attacks, redirected energy blasts, and coordinated the humans to counter every assault. One alien tried to challenge Elior directly, thinking sheer strength could overpower him. Elior sidestepped, using the alien's momentum to redirect it into a safe area, neutralizing the threat without harm. Another Predator drone aimed at a group of humans, but Elior anticipated it, signaling a perfect counterattack. By the time the battle ended, the Predators were forced to retreat, their ships disengaged, their drones destroyed or disabled. The Academy was battered but standing. Humans had not only survived, they had led the defense, outsmarting enemies far stronger and faster. The courtyard fell silent. Aliens looked around in disbelief. They had always underestimated humans, thinking them fragile, weak, and unremarkable. Now they had witnessed humans coordinating, strategizing, and surviving against impossible odds. And at the center of it all was Elior, his blue eyes dimming but still reflecting focus, courage, and the legacy of his species. The spiky alien who had challenged him before approached cautiously. Human, you are incredible. Your kind, we were wrong to doubt you. Elior smiled faintly. We never give up. We think, we adapt, and we rise. Even the winged alien who had once mocked him bowed slightly. You have shown us what humans can do. I will not forget this day. Kyle appeared, placing a hand on Elior's shoulder. The galaxy has seen humans in their true form. Your courage, intelligence, and instincts have inspired not only your peers, but also the older species. This is just the beginning. Humans will never be overlooked again. Elior looked around at his team. Human students who had once felt small, overlooked and uncertain, now stood tall with pride. They had proven themselves not through brute strength alone, but through the qualities that defined humanity: courage, strategy, intelligence, and unity. That night, Elior stood at the highest balcony once more. The stars shone brightly, reflecting the energy of a galaxy that had just witnessed human potential. He thought of the Predators, the alien factions, and the students who had doubted them. Humans had survived countless challenges before, and now, they had shown the galaxy why they were formidable. His blue eyes glimmered softly in the darkness, a reminder of what had guided him: instinct, courage, and the legacy of his ancestors. Humans were small in number, but their spirit was enormous. They could face threats no other species could imagine. And Elior knew this was only the beginning. A soft voice broke his thoughts. It was Kale. Elior, the galaxy will test humans again. But remember this, your strength is not just in your eyes. It is in your mind, your heart, and your ability to inspire. Never forget that, Elior nodded. I won't. Humans rise not because we are strong alone, but because we think, we fight, and we never give up. Outside, the Academy was quiet. Students of every species now regarded humans differently, with respect and admiration. The whispers of fear had shifted to whispers of awe. Humans had risen, and Elior, with his glowing blue eyes, had led the way. As he gazed at the stars, Elior felt a sense of purpose unlike ever before. Humans had survived impossible odds, adapted to every challenge, and now, they had shown the galaxy that they were more than anyone had believed. The future was uncertain. But Elior knew one thing for certain: humans would continue to rise, inspire, and thrive. And wherever there was doubt, wherever there were enemies who underestimated them, humans would prove that their courage, intelligence, and spirit could overcome any obstacle. And with a quiet, determined breath, Elior whispered to the stars, "This is only the beginning. The galaxy will remember humans, and we will rise again and again." The academy lights dimmed, the stars shone brightly, and the human students stood together, ready for whatever the galaxy had in store. The era of humans being underestimated was over. The galaxy had witnessed their strength, their courage, and their spirit. And Elior, the human whose eyes glowed blue, had become a symbol of that legacy.